Greetings, my dear friends. Greetings, dear family around the world. Nice to talk to you again. You might have noticed that I've been absent from YouTube for about a week or two, and I just would like to explain to you why that happened and what was the cause of my absence. It was not my choice, but it was obviously the choice of this platform. Well, about a couple of weeks ago, I made a short radio recording about the coming of the German-controlled Europe. And it's obvious, very obvious to all of us here living in Europe, that Germany is indeed on the rise. Germany has been rising steadily economically, politically, and even as of late, due to the conflict in Russia, that is in Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, Germany has delegated much of its budget to building the future European army, of course under the German command. Now, I could see all of that, and it was my purpose to warn my shortwave radio listeners, as well as you, about this coming reality, but the photo that was chosen, it was the photo which is in public domain, and it is available on Google. It was a photo of the last century, one of the last century dictator with a horrible Nazi salute, and the photo again was chosen from the public photos available on Google, and it means that those photos are, usable. They can be used for any program. That's what I thought, at least. But obviously, not only the photo, but it seems that the very content of what I said was unacceptable to YouTube, and it was in violation of their standards, so they basically struck me. And then when I appealed, they kind of supposedly carefully analyzed what I said, and they decided that nevertheless my short audio recording, 15 minutes long, was a hate speech. I don't hate Germans, and I don't hate any nation, but I cannot escape the biblical reality. But obviously, the biblical reality is not something that is loved by by some of these platforms. At the same time, my friend Dr. Bob Thiel, who is the doctor of natural medicine, was also struck down because he told me that he was going to give truthful information to the public about the increase of death rate due to vaccination. So, of course, YouTube didn't like his content, so he got struck down, and his message was removed. Anyway, so my message was removed as well, and YouTube stood by its decision that my message was violation. It was a hate speech and a violation of YouTube's community standards. Alright, well then because of that, I was disabled to post anything for a week, so I could not really communicate with anyone about that, other than through email, but I haven't heard many of you over email anyway. My response was that even though I've been aware of the BitChute for some time, I didn't really want to create a series of my accounts, on various platforms, because I want to be consistent with one. But then I realized, obviously, I cannot be consistent with one platform for the simple reason that this platform obviously does not like some of the messages I have to tell you. And therefore, as my response to all of that, to YouTube censorship, was that I opened up a BitChute, account, and then I went on to Facebook, and I've used various groups and pages where I'm administrator to inform the public there that I've opened up this new account, and that they can find anything that they need. They can find on my new account and join it if they wished. Oh well, that created another rage, Facebook rage against me. So Facebook basically disabled me from logging in so now it has been about 10 days, I think, that I have not been able to log into my Facebook account, and my Facebook account, I guess, got frozen, or just got suspended, or whatever they do with it. People can find my name, but they cannot open up my account. They cannot write anything on my timeline For the simple reason that obviously I was a naughty boy and I simply did not follow the fact that Facebook doesn't like that BitChute platform because of its liberty and because of its giving space to all of us to express what we need to express. On that new platform, of course, I posted the YouTube censored material, and this is not the only one. There was another material that I was censored here on YouTube, and that was also characterized as violation of their conditions in terms of use, and it was, I can't remember how they labeled it, whether they labeled it as hate speech or not. But anyway, that former one I posted, and the censored content that was labeled as hate speech on YouTube I also posted on that new platform, so you can find it right there, my dear friends. And anytime that you find me that I'm disabled here, you may find me on that new platform and you'll find my name. Well, I use exactly my name. The way to, get through and be with me, or stay in touch with me is, some of you have already written me email. Some of you others have, you can use Skype, or whatever other platform or application to stay in touch. So, I'll be always there to continue to serve you as much as I can. But I have to warn you, of something that probably many of you already realize is prophesied, and it's in Amos chapter 8. And it's the famine of the word. Or is, as it says to be more precise, is the famine of hearing the words of the Lord, In Revised Version, I'm reading to you Amos 8:1. Behold, the days come, says the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And then verse 12 says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. You see, we simply understand in today's terms that this is referring to our internet censorship. They'll just hearing of the word. There'll be the need for the hearing of the word, but they will not be able to hear it. Fear in the public domain. Hopefully some of you will have, or you have already done it. You have already downloaded some of these things and messages, because the time is coming when, it's probably certainly going to be removed from internet. Just think about the coming European dictatorship that I warned you about the other day. Just think about the coming European dictator, most likely Karl Theodor zu Guttenberg. Well, our messages are not going to be tolerated, So they'll be just simply removed. And the hearing of the word in this public domain, as, in the social sphere, is going to be limited. Or it's going to be completely removed. So hopefully, if we find some alternative ways, I will not be able to post these messages online anymore. Hopefully we'll find by then some alternative ways to stay in touch and to continue to maintain the truth and stay faithful to the Word of God. But I just wanted to illustrate to you what happened this past 2 weeks. Basically an overture or a predecessor or a pre-taste of the coming famine of the hearing of the word has happened in my case. So I've been disabled to share with you an important message that a German-controlled Europe is on its way. It's coming. It'll be a dictatorship as it has never been before. And then, I couldn't post anything. As the result, I couldn't post anything for a whole week. So now after a week, I just decided to send you this special message and simply explain to you what happened. In the meantime, I'm still unable to access my Facebook account. Possibly they will lift that ban after a while. It has been about 10 days now. So perhaps the ban will last for, I don't know, whether 2 weeks, whether a whole month, who knows. But in any case, if it happens that I'm censored on this platform, I've just mentioned to you a minute ago that I have an account in the new platform where you can always find me under the same name, and we can just continue to fellowship and to, share the truth of God without any disturbance. So, the prophesied famine of the word is still on its way. When it happens, then you will know that the Bible, again, is a true revelation of God. Before it happens, I'll be trying to use this platform and others to maintain the truth as much as I can. And I do realize that this platform is not completely free, but at least, there are other alternatives that we can always use. And I'm certain that you'll be always there. If you want to follow the truth, you'll be there, and you'll also make the efforts to continue with that. Well, dear friends, the famine of the word is coming very fast. To many of you who are not still undecided about certain things, I once again want to kind of appeal to your conscience that you should not be joining these other churches of God that are registered under 501c3, and that's their legal status. So just stay away from them, because they lie to their membership. They're not churches of God. They're just charities having subsidies from the states, and various states around the world, because they're, especially in the Anglo-Saxon world, because they're registered as charities. And that's a big thing that they keep secret when it comes to their membership. At the same time, however, you are required, as all of us are, to participate in the work of God. Here is the voice speaking to you in this spiritual wilderness. There are many various voices that you can possibly support, but if there is the voice that preaches you the truth and gives you the things, tells you the things as they are, calls the spade, and preaches you the full truth without hesitation, I guess that should be the right choice for you to support that work if you wish. So you always have the opportunity to do that. And no, you're not alone. We are all struggling with various things. This past week, other than this censorship, here, a few believers in this country with me, we've experienced the demonic attacks, and we basically had to band together and rebuke those demonic attacks. And we had to, simply had a Sabbath service, in which we basically read aloud all the blessings and cursings from the chapter 27 and 28 of Deuteronomy, and we invoked the name of God and asked God to give us blessings for our obedience, and to rebuke all the demons that various evil people have sent in this country, obviously with a desire to subvert the work of God and to obviously silence me. But no, that's not going to happen. I will be silenced most likely when the European dictator comes and censors what I have to say. I'll be silenced then. But until then, my voice is going to be steadily preaching the truth and reminding you of all the things that you need to know and to practice. So, my dear friends, I just wanted to explain to you what happened in the last 2 weeks, why I was absent from this platform, and once again to encourage you to continue. Those of you who are already in covenant with God, please continue to remain faithful, because He will certainly reward that. To those of you who are still kind of, considering getting into the covenant of God, I hope this message will be encouraging you. A reminder to all of you is that the famine of the hearing of the word is in store for us at one point, but we need to continue to maintain our relations with God and with one another. And so please be there, stay faithful to God wherever you are, and once again, be faithful to the point that you will not join all these churches of God which are completely Laodicean, other than the Continuing Church of God, which is not registered under 501c3, and it has a full liberty and freedom to preach the full truth. That's the only exception. But don't join these churches of God which are just after American membership, after money, and they're just after, and they're having legal status which they hide from their members. Stay faithful to God wherever you are. Stay away from those Laodicean churches of God, and continue to pray for our success and for this short time that we still have just pray, if you wish, for the gospel to be preached really around the world in as many languages and dialects before the end comes and before the return of Jesus Christ. In the meantime, as we're waiting for the famine of the word, should I be struck down from this platform, I've just informed you that you can find me on another platform, and I'm always available to let you know about that. If you contact me through email or any other means, I'll be able always to let you know where I am, and the truth will continue to be preached, and we'll continue to evade any kind of censorship as much as possible, but realizing that this platform is not truly for freedom, and realizing that we have other platforms that will allow us the freedom of speech, and therefore will allow you to hear the full truth before the prophesied famine of the hearing of the word comes. Until the next time, dear friends, all the best. Goodbye.